Keep it pyro.
It's Flip Life Radio. Special guest Nico Lindsay in the building. What's good, brother?
What is good in the hood?
We just here, man.
Man's here right now. Can't lie. Man had some hash earlier. So yeah, man might be a bit in slow-mo, but you get
It's
me.
all good, it's all
What,
good, man.
did you bring something from Andem? No gifts for the crew. I'm the only banner here as well, so did you bring a gift for me, basically, is what I'm saying. That's a no. That was a slow no as well.
Yeah, it was the slowest no on earth.
Yeah, man. You know what we do on this show, what we usually been doing is we have like a debate and we kind of bring man straight into it, but we're kind of flipping it a bit different at the moment and trying to talk more about the artists and what they're doing. So for the people out there listening, if you could take us back to the beginning of your journey in music, where did it all start for you?
Woo. Boy. Alright. I was in school. I was a rap head, yeah. Hip hop head, like Mobb Deep, G Unit, MOP, Cold as Ice.
Yeah.
Like I was just, man had Slim Shady LP in primary school, and then man's in secondary school and man are telling me about Eskimo and bare things, yeah. And I was like, what's that? Oh, they're speaking at 1,000,000 miles per hour, man. Forget that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is rubbish, blah, blah, blah. And then someone showed me DEE Frontline. And then I was like, this is okay. I see 1 2 Man MC and I thought, let me try a thing. I was shook.
Yeah.
So every bar, man's in the corner with the man, them like, yo, what do you think of this bar? Man, they're just like, yeah, but say it with your chest, like, why are you just saying the bar and whispering it underneath your breath? Like, if you're trying to be an MC, like, be an MC, innit?
Yeah.
So man had like a little summer trying to test it out. Then I joined a crew, and the crew was called Northside, and I was in it with an MC called Avalanche. He's older brother Vigilance, and 1 2 other members. And
All them
like,
Finsbury Park man, them, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't know.
And
Dan as well, yeah?
Yeah.
What was Dan's rap name?
Dan weren't in Northside, but Dan was affiliated because of he was called Avalanche, innit?
You know, I see Dan when I was becoming a Godfather. A man came up to me like, yo, ain't you a goon? I was like, rah. What goons can't be Godfathers?
That's mad. that is mad.
Shout out to that.
Ain't goons humans too?
For real though.
I'm not even a goon, but I found it disrespectful. Anyway, shout out to that.
But so I started MCing them times there, youth clubs, radio, like we were going Heat FM, we had a sit on Heat FM.
And it was kind of grime or...
Then it was just straight grime.
Yeah.
As much as I had such a big hip hop influence, when I actually first came out with bars, it was grime. And it was alright. Man was 14, 15, 16. You're just chatting rubbish, innit? Like you're just trying to impress your brethren. Whatever he said, alright, cool, let me make my bar on steroids, innit? Yeah, alright, cool. He was talking about knives flying from the sky. Let me talk about laser beams and grenades coming out of my kneecap or something, because that's what everybody was chatting rubbish about. Yeah. And then I got to 16, started to mature a bit. The main focus was content, edged over to rap. That was the first ever time I wrote a rap lyric. That rap lyric was better than all of my grime bars in the past 2-3 years.
Okay.
So for all of my years, it was just trying to keep the quality level balanced.
Yeah.
So even though I came in and I thought, alright, cool, I didn't think I could rap this good straight away, but raw is kind of good. But then when I'm putting it to my grime, I'm like, raw was kind of rubbish. What am I on? So I had to try and level it up.
Okay.
And yeah, during that whole journey, I linked up with Trim. Trim was in Roll Deep, but Trim's my cousin, like from
family,
baby pictures, Instagram. If you see my Instagram and whatever. But yeah, we started linking up, doing radio sets, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I say eventually we got here.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Grime was mad underground them days.
Crazy underground.
And now it's mad mainstream.
Even today when I listened to the so we played, I think we start the show with a song with you and Trim, produced by Last Skeptic.
Wow, that's
when I got that, I was like, So I'm thinking in my head, grime thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, bro, this ain't just hip hop, like this is real like
rap,
proper rap, boom bap with the crackle and the sample and all of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, how these guys getting in? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So what's more your focus now? Like both or
To be honest, I just like sound.
yeah.
So it could be 90 BPM, it could be 160 BPM. Like if I'll try something.
So you're making drill, Afro swing, or Afro trap, whatever it's called?
No.
Or is it just grime and rap?
I would say I've made some stuff and I wouldn't know what to call it. Like I made a tune with some guy called Lamont. The tempo's like 130, and if you hear it, it just sounds like sound effects and a kick drum. That's all it sounds like, and I'm MCing over it. But then there's a fan base that like it. I don't know what to call it. Some people call it weightless. Some people call it, I don't know. I don't know what they call it.
So you're gonna be making new genres in this UK thing?
I wouldn't classify it as a new genre because all Flow Dan and Killer P kind of go over in that kind of lane as well.
Okay.
But I don't know what to call it. Even Trim kind of messes in that lane when he links up with like them left field producers. When I hear a lot of the beats, I'm like, cuz, where's the beat? You get me? Like where is the beat? But then when you hear the tune as a whole from a different perception, you're like, okay, I kind of get it. It's lyric based and whatever's supposed to complement the bars.
So do you like where the game's going now for grime?
I like where the game's going for the UK.
Full stop.
Because if you look at UK rap right now, UK rap is beautiful. And you see, like a second ago, even though you had people like the K Cokes and the Bennies having the label attention, we didn't really see them, burst through the surface. We all had a strong underground following, innit? Like everybody was inside of their areas, cult following. Everybody was coming from their borough, whether it was Lewisham, Blue Borough, Islington, Tottenham, Haringey, whatever, but everybody was representing some form of circle, but staying tight to that circle. But then when it kind of got to the surface, it was like, nah, I'm out. It's kind of like when you're following a hard underground rapper and then they're about to blow, and then the minute they blow, you're like, nah, I'm out. Nobody kind of knows why we do it.
We're not feeling
why
them no
you think
more.
that happens?
Personally,
You think that people stop feeling them or they stop making music?
do you know what I think it is? Personally,
Music that people like.
I think it's the same way how man them will have a girl, that they're dealing with, and they don't want certain man to be around this thing. And I think man try and hide this thing, show it to certain people. Yeah, this is what I'm dealing with.
Oh, okay, and then they don't want to bring people in. And
I think it's literally some people. We all get a bit too personal with the music. This is my guy. Nobody knows it. I'm trying to think of who was I like that with your old Droog.
Okay.
When I first heard your old Droog,
and then when everyone knows about them, you're like, I'm done with that one.
Yeah.
That's pop now. I knew them when they were underground. Are you mad? I was first mixtape, I know what you mean though.
You get me?
Yeah.
Them playground arguments, estate arguments. This is what man.
I played you, man. On the MP3 2 years ago.
So do you think that's changed slightly though? Because you were saying we had that with K Coke and Benny and.
I think now it's changed because it seems like a lot of artists are doing big things, but they're being fully like Stormzy's a perfect example.
Yeah. But he's done it independently as well. And people like that until now.
He's done it independently, but then it's like it felt like back in the day. Once people see you get to a certain level, they start backing out, innit?
Yeah.
Like everyone sees you get to cool. Like for example, when it was 2008, 2009, the Tinchy Striders, Skepta's, Tiny Tempers.
Yeah.
When they first originally came from what they came from, and then they kind of went into this crossover genre, which was kind of grime.
They had to change themselves a lot more maybe back
to
then.
expand to a bigger audience at that specific time. Just because whoever the powers that couldn't market them or didn't know how to market them.
I'd say now they're a bit more credible, like what Stormzy's doing, etc. But this is something I was talking about earlier. They still have to like do different kinds of music. Do you think someone could reach to the level what Stormzy's reached just doing grime or just doing like underground hip hop?
You know what? I think if you look at the last couple of albums, so Stormzy's last album, Skepta's last album, even Krypton Conan's last album.
Yeah.
When you listen to a lot of them albums, if this was 10 years ago, that being on a label, nah.
No, you're right.
It would sound a lot more what's going on in the charts. But right now, we have become the charts. If you look at this Rams guy, done the tune about this chick from Barking. My man is fighting with Eminem and Ed Sheeran in the charts from shooting a video on Grime Daily. He didn't expect it to go to this level. And then everybody's seeing it and they're embracing it. You're seeing Dizzy Rascal in videos saying, oh, make him number one. Skepta, make him number one. But if this was back in the day, man would be on the block like, pun that guy, man.
And people are buying it. I bought it today, man. I'm saying,
that's what I'm saying. It's just to see someone from the UK do it. I think we've gotten more into that support base.
Maybe the youngers don't hate as much as we do.
Do you feel like we've been held back so long that now we're just like, yo, anyone? We just want someone to do well, so we're all supporting each other more.
You know what? I don't think I wouldn't say we was held back because everything was there. It's just, I don't know. It's a bit complex, innit? Because if you look at the music,
them 3 albums you talked about, you said 10 years ago that content wouldn't be in the mainstream. But is that because there was no one who wanted to listen to it?
There was no one who was pushing it into the mainstream, and that's not to say that the music wasn't
held back.
That doesn't mean that it wasn't created. It's just the powers, whoever was involved at the time. So you could put it as held back.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm saying, do you feel like that's made us more unified? Because I even remember when Stormzy's album dropped early in the year, there was a big campaign to get it to number 1. And like loads of people were like, yo, we need to buy this album, stream this album, play it so it gets to number 1.
Yeah. It's true still. Yeah, we are a lot more unified still.
Yeah,
you put it
like
that.
Have been.
We have to ask this one question to anyone in the Grime circles as well. Is Grime hip hop?
You know what? Me personally, I would say it's hip hop, or it's inspired by hip hop.
Yeah.
But some people would argue, because some people would be like, all right, in the early years of Grime, the 2003 to, that's where all the arguments would stem from, because it was just primitive sounds in it. It was just electronic bass.
Hip hop's got all that though.
All right then, disco had all of that. Those were the first 2 things that were sampling other songs and putting it into their own music in the beginning. So me being influenced from hip hop, I say hip hop. But then a lot of people say, no, all that sample based stuff is hip hop inspired. But then that's stupid, because you're just saying it's hip hop inspired because there's a sample in it.
Yeah.
You get me? But I say personally it's from hip hop still. Why? What would you lot say?
Yeah, we'll say it's like it's UK's real hip hop, like, you know, like, because it's from a UK base, but it's like the same way it came up in America is the same way Grime come up over here. DJs and MCs.
I say to me, it's the most important form of, like, there's different forms of UK hip hop, whatever, but it's the most important one in a certain sense. In that it was built here, like in LA they had G-Funk. It was their little version of hip hop that they built, sampling what the local music people were into over there, and it created their sound over there. And then Miami had Miami bass, and there's all different sounds in it. And to me, the Grime is that for what we kind of created here. I asked this question to everyone, especially everyone in the Grime world. Some of them, you know, people have different opinions. It's interesting.
Yeah, there's bare people to tear.
Now, most people that have come from the Grime world have said the same though. What you say?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
For the majority.
Why do you and Lil Uzi Vert have the same face, and do you have any relatives in Philly?
Well, like what Big Ben said to me the other day, me and Uzi Vert are from the same tribe. So I think that's why our cheekbones are structured the same kind of way, and why we have eyes like frogs. So, does that answer your question?
Are you going to grow dreadlocks and tattoo your face?
No.
So, the topic we've been talking about today has been something going on social media a lot. We've been talking about this sex doll situation.
Oh, the maddest thing.
So are you ordering one?
No. No.
Why not?
I'm alright. Why would you order a sex doll?
That's a very deep and long question.
Like,
we haven't really got to that part. We didn't really establish why anyone.
Why would you order a sex doll?
That's a good question. We haven't asked that this whole hour.
Is the sex doll made for people who find it hard to communicate with the opposite sex?
I'd say probably definitely yes.
Or is the sex doll just a ginnels and nobody actually buys it, but it's just on the market?
Yeah, we were kind of suggesting that as well.
That's probably more likely.
But then we were saying the guy's saying he's made bare money. But maybe he just made money from investment from companies, or I don't know.
Instagram said they're like 10 grand. Who's copying
this? Price is going up every time we mention it.
What, 10 grand? 10 grand for one?
I think it's like 4 or 5 or something. But
4 grand for a sex doll.
Yeah. so that means it's a no, yeah? They can in the video when this goes up.
The face Nico just made just now as well. Imagine it.
But this what Ben asked us.
He was spending the 4 grand on other stuff.
But this what Ben asked us earlier though. Yo, what if it was a score though?
Yeah. It don't make no difference, B. It could be 1 penny, baby.
No.
Do you think sex dolls will ever replace pussy?
You know what? In this day and age of technology, potentially. Because if we can all sit in a room and all be on our phones for at least an hour and communicate without looking at each other and not talk to each other, who knows what can happen? I feel like, yeah, all right, I'm going into my codename conspiracy theory, yeah. In 5 years, they're going to highlight anxiety so much because everybody is so in tune to their laptop. You go from your laptop to your phone to whatever, and you do this in the outside world. So technically, you're forever inside of your head. So if you're forever inside of your head, when you start to interact with the outside world, it's going to feel like pressure, innit? Because you're always in your comfort zone, innit?
What's funny is, Kingpin was talking about Japan, and they got a lot of hermits in Japan who don't leave the house, and because they got so much technology that can provide everything they want.
Where's that information from?
There was a documentary on Channel 4.
Okay. Yeah. Just checking.
Like a load of hermits, and like guys that just don't leave their house, and they got so much, food gets delivered to them, everything just gets delivered to them, so they don't need to leave their house.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Do you think it's different to like sex toys that women use?
Is it different? Yeah, to an extent still, because my girl's not there with some mannequin and twerking on a mannequin, you get me, inside the yard. Man's gonna be there on the bed with this piece of whatever squeaking at man's yard. Imagine if you've got a set stall, yeah, and like you go ham on this set stall every single night, yeah, and your neighbours never see anybody come and leave the house.
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna be the topic of conversation? So, I heard some noise the other night, and
you know what? There's a weird. You just made me think of my old neighbour. Yeah, I feel like he might have had like an older version of one of these. There's one dude, yeah, he's just a booky looking dude anyway. He never really come out his yard. If you look through the mirror, the yard was dirty. You could see like thick layers of grime on the inside of the window. And at one time, a woman just moved in. I don't know, I feel like he ordered her on the internet. I've always thought this, you know what I'm saying? And his yard suddenly was clean. She was outside hanging up washing, and his life was a bit different. He seemed happy, I can't lie.
Yeah. Can't you order like wives from different parts of the world? And ain't that cheaper than a sex
doll? I feel like that's what he did.
That must be cheaper than 4 grand.
But that's a whole nother conversation though. You know what I'm saying?
It's a long-term investment.
So now we're ordering wives. What, Visa, debit?
Don't say we.
Yeah, that's my neighbour though. Yeah.
Right there. Well, not me.
But yeah, not my neighbour, like someone who lived in like the same space as me. It's true. It's quite deep.
Seen a film about that as well with Ewan McGregor. Funny film.
Okay.
And Nicole Kidman. Funny film.
He knows every movie. He's just got it all. He's like, what's that?
One way or the other though, that's been happening for some day. If you look, like, don't get too deep into it, but certain arranged marriages, like the things that go on between that, it's just the dowry being exchanged, just like buying a wife. And you know what I mean, Thai brides, that's been happening for a hot minute still. You know what I mean? I know people I know people not like that have, yes,
Thai brides.
looking at me. I know a man that's moved out there, bro.
Wow.
I ain't gonna
There
name
you go.
names, and that's it. So
Jesus.
it's been happening in manifestations in different formats from day dot
You
one,
say
bro.
one thing I was linking, her dad he's married to a Thai bride thing as well.
I'm saying, how could man be so close to so many of these situations? Anyway, I think we should get back to the to the music.
Hey, man, hurry up, man, because I've got a delivery arriving to my house later on tonight.
Hey, bring it. Let me copy for now. Can I rent her? No.
Heads or tails?
Oh yeah,
I'm
someone wrote
playing.
a comment. Someone wrote a comment.
That's it,
Yo,
that's
the girl that was saying wrote bare comments said something about that 3 guys contracted HIV from having an orgy with a sex doll or something like that. I don't know if this is true. You know what I'm saying? That was part of her reason.
Mad.
That was part of her
That's
reason.
not an orgy.
That's
not-
what she called it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying.
That's from gay sex. That's
Multiplayer.
Listen, let's talk about music. Let's talk about music for real.
Do you know what? That saved the woman from getting it, so that's a good thing.
That's what we were saying, that if there was a woman in that scenario, it would have probably been worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
3 dudes and a woman caught HIV.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was the original source? You know that?
Maybe the doll had it.
No, it's mad.
So you got
Maybe the doll was born with HIV.
We're getting way into the future right now. We're getting way into the future.
Oh
when
my
when the AIs
God.
come to life and actually, like, you know what I'm saying, that human show and
My AI's got psychological problems.
Gonna make me start bawling out
So-
eye water in a minute.
So you're fully anti-sex doll.
Yes.
So if you went to your brethren's house and he just had it sitting there, and you're gonna tell him, yo, fam, allow it.
I'm gonna tell him what I'm saying, yeah. Number 1, what's wrong? And number 2, before you even answer the number 1, number 2, if you don't sort it out, you will be demoted as friend to associate.
Oh,
associate's alright though, yeah.
even if it's like last
Associate
skeptic,
that cannot call my phone.
even if it's like last skeptic, and he's like, helps me with the beats. I have to beat and then make the beat. What if it's trim? What if it's trim? It helps me with the writing. You know, like I give her. She gives me her opinion.
Then we're gonna have to go to therapy together. And I'm gonna have to sit
You gotta
down.
take him there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to witness the whole session and just be like, I had to do this to save you, and by saving you, I saved me too.
That's deep. You're a good friend, you know. I wouldn't do that for none of my mates.
I hear it still.
Like, no, man.
For,
Kingpin,
like-
if you man ever start doing that, I'm not taking you no therapy. I'm going yard.
Oh my god! Jesus.
You don't gotta live your dreams. Nico, he's good people, you know. That's that Finsbury Park in man's soul, I'm telling you, bro.
Wow. We need to rewind.
Oh, back to the music though, real quick.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, to the music though. What you got going on? What are you working on? And you got a single coming out this week?
I got a single coming out this Friday. The video's getting premiered tomorrow on Dummy Magazine.
Alright, dope.
And yeah, but I've got an EP sitting. I've done this EP like 2016. I kind of made this single to help push this EP because I made it 2016. I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Shot 1,000,001 videos, but let's not go into a long story. But yeah, I got this EP, Codename Lin EP, coming out soon. Yeah, the single's called Codename Lin. And I've got another project that I'm currently working on. All these projects have been self-produced.
Sick.
And yeah, I want to do a full rap project though with no grime on it at all because I've been making some rap beats and yeah.
Yeah. So what's this EP?
When you
It's like
say
a
rap,
mix-
do you mean trap, like, or do you mean like hip hop?
boom
Hip hop.
bap, rap,
Alright,
like
90 BPM.
90 BPM,
Okay.
96 BPM, on my Dilla 99 BPM.
Aye.
Little swing in there.
Yeah.
Keep it pyro.